What if animals could talk? Have you ever thought about what would happen if animals could talk? Imagine waking up one morning and your cat says, "Good morning, I'm hungry." Or a bird outside your window says, "Hey, it's a sunny day. Come out and play." It sounds funny, doesn't it? But what kind of world would that be? At first, it would be full of noise. Everywhere you go, you would hear voices, not only people, but animals too. Dogs would bark and talk at the same time. Birds would sing and gossip in the trees. Even the fish in the pond might whisper to each other. The world would never be quiet again. Some people might love all the sounds, but others might miss the calm silence of nature. It would be a new kind of music, made of words, laughter, and small animal stories. Imagine walking in the park. A squirrel might ask, "Do you have a nut for me?" A butterfly could say, "Look at my wings. Aren't they beautiful?" You might stop and talk to every animal you see. You would never feel alone. Maybe you would even make new friends in the park, a clever crow, a kind rabbit, or a funny dog who tells jokes every morning. Every walk would feel like an adventure. Farm animals would be the biggest surprise. Cows might say, "Please don't take all my milk today. I need some too." Chickens might say, "Hey, I worked hard to lay this egg." Farmers would have to listen to them. People might eat less meat if they could hear animals speak. Some farmers might start asking animals what they need to be happy. Farms could become quieter, cleaner, and more peaceful places where people and animals work together. Pets would tell us what they really think. Dogs might say, "I don't like this food," or "Why do you leave me alone all day?" Cats might say, "I don't like being picked up, but I love when you sit next to me." It would be easier to understand their feelings. Maybe pets would also learn to understand us better. They might remind us to rest when we are sad, or tell us to smile when we forget to be happy. Life with animals would feel warmer, more full of love and laughter. In the forest, animals would have long conversations. The deer might say to the fox, "Don't come too close, please." The owl might tell stories about the night sky. Bees would talk about flowers and honey. Nature would sound like a big, beautiful orchestra full of voices, songs, and laughter. You might sit quietly and just listen for hours, amazed by how alive the forest feels. But it might not always be fun. Imagine if mosquitoes could talk. They might say, "Sorry, I need your blood." Or if mice said, "Don't be scared. I just live here too." People might feel strange talking to insects and small animals. Some might even get scared. Some animals might complain about humans too, about pollution, noise, or how people cut down their homes. It could be hard to hear, but maybe it would help us change. Zoos would be very different. Lions might say, "Why am I in this cage?" Elephants might say, "I miss my home." People would start to think more about animal feelings. Maybe zoos would close and animals would live free again. Or maybe there would be new kinds of zoos, open places where people and animals talk and learn from each other. In cities, pigeons might ask for food politely. "Can you share your sandwich?" they'd say. Street dogs would tell stories of their lives. "I used to have a home," one might say. "Now I sleep under the bridge." Hearing their words could make people kinder. Maybe people would build more shelters or share food more often. Streets would not feel so cold anymore. Even wild animals far away would share their thoughts. Whales might tell us about the deep ocean. It's getting warmer, they might say. The fish are going away. Birds flying long distances could tell us how the earth is changing. The sky feels different, they might say. There are fewer trees, less wind, less peace. Listening to animals could teach us how to take better care of our planet. If animals could talk, we would learn so much. We would understand how they feel, what they need, and how our actions hurt or help them. Maybe people would stop throwing trash, stop cutting trees, stop hunting. Because when someone can speak to you, it's hard to ignore them. We would see the world through their eyes, and maybe we would start to love it more. Children would grow up in a new world, a world full of voices, stories, and friendship between humans and animals. A little girl might sit with her dog and talk about her day. A boy might learn wisdom from an old turtle. Families might go to the park, not just to walk, but to listen. Teachers might even ask students to interview animals for school projects, and animals could teach us things too. The dolphin might say, "Be playful." The ant might say, "Work hard." The butterfly might say, "Change is beautiful." Every animal would have a small lesson for us, lessons about life, love, and balance. Maybe humans would finally understand that every living being has a purpose, no matter how big or small. Of course, it would be a very busy world. People might not get much quiet time anymore. Everyone, humans and animals, would want to talk, share, and ask questions. But maybe, in all that talking, we would finally learn to listen, really listen to the world around us. Because sometimes, listening is the most powerful way to show love. And maybe, just maybe, the world would become a kinder place. Because when you listen to others, you start to care more. So, what if animals could talk? Would we treat them the same way? Would we listen to their stories, their fears, their dreams? Would we still build cities that take their homes away? Or would we finally live together, people and animals, in peace and respect? What do you think? If animals could talk, how would your life change? Would your town sound different? Would you talk to your pets every day? Would you listen to the birds or chat with the fish in the sea? Think about the animals around you, the pets you love, and the ones you see outside. What if they could all speak to you? What would that feel like? We would love to hear your thoughts. Please share your ideas and feelings in the comments below. Tell us what animals mean to you and why you think they are important for our world. Your voice can inspire others to care more about nature. Start a conversation and make a small change together.